We're not stuck. We're not confused. We're just fighting against our own selves. Can't get out of our own way. Hey, what's going on, my nephews? It's your favorite uncle, Uncle G in the building, and you know what it is. And today we're going to have one of those hard conversations. We're going to have one of those ones that's eye-opening, because I know even when I was going through this right here changed the way I look at how I'm processing and moving through life. We're going to talk about something that has been sitting on my mind, and for the life of me, I couldn't figure out why I was feeling stuck and why I was feeling like I couldn't move forward. But it was a game changer for me. When I realized that everything in your life doesn't have to match, but it better align. Because some of us, we're not stuck. We're not confused. We're just fighting against our own selves. Can't get out of our own way. So I want to welcome everybody to the Against the Grain podcast with your host, Uncle G, where we're shaping godly men into what he has designed for us to be. As Proverbs chapter 27, verse 17 says, iron sharpens iron, and we're going to sharpen each other. We're going to hold ourselves accountable, and we're going to do the work. That's one thing that we have to remember, is that if we're going to be where we need to be, if we want to get to where we're trying to get to in our life, we can't do it passively. We have to do the work. And that's what Against the Grain is about. It's about learning how to do the work, identifying those bottlenecks, identifying those places where we're not being our best selves, and trying our best to fix them. And when we can't fix them, we can lean on our brother and we'll make it happen together. So before we move on any further, let's go ahead on and like this, comment, subscribe to us, and we're going to go all the way up. All right. We'll be right back after this.
Steel toes on the ground, I ain't backing down. Truth like a lie, and it wears the crown. Chain snap like twigs, I hear the sound. No trend gonna tell me how to spin around. They push the wave, I hold my stand. A solid rock, not shifting sand. Truth over trends, yeah, we won't bend. Faith over fear, we rise again. We won't bow, we won't break or blend in. Against the grain, this fight we win.
Here's a crazy thing. We got this crazy idea that alignment means that everything has got to be the same. We act like everything has to have the same exact energy, everything has to have the same exact pace, and everything has to have the same direction. But the reality of it is that is not real. You can have different parts of your life moving in completely different directions. And this may sound crazy. Lean in, listen to me for a minute. Hold my hand. They'll still be aligned. Because when you realize that if you're moving towards the same purpose, you're aligned. Even perpendicular lines can be aligned, because even though they don't run in the same direction, they do meet at some point, and that's alignment. Now let's talk about one of the real issues, because a lot of us say that we want one thing. A lot of us continually preach and talk and say that we're trying to accomplish a goal, that we're trying to do something, that we're trying to move in a particular direction. But the lifestyle that we've cultivated and the environment that we've placed ourselves in, and even our very own mindsets, don't agree with that. Like, you say you want discipline, but your environment is comfort. You say you want to get up in the morning and go to the gym. You say you want to work out. You want to do those things. But you don't put systems in place that help you accomplish that. You don't set your alarm clock. Or if you set your alarm clock, you know that your snooze button is there. And so you snooze until there's no point in going to the gym, of getting up early before you go to work or however your day begins, because now you've already snoozed past it. Or you're so comfortable in the bed. Oh my goodness, don't let that blanket feel good to you. Oh man, don't let it be a little chilly outside and that blanket, what they call it, bed hug. Don't let that be. You'd rather stay in a comfortable place than put in the work. You say you want peace, but you keep entertaining chaos. Now that's one of the ones that make it make sense. Sometimes we're so used to the craziness and the chaotic part of our lives that even when we see those things that we need to cut off, we got toxic friends that, because they've been around us for so long, we won't cut them off, and we keep entertaining that foolishness, saying, hey, I ain't even going over there, I ain't messing with them no more. But guess what? You always end up right around the same people that don't serve you. Make it make sense? You see, a lot of us attract those same energies because that's what we put out. But if and when we decide that we want to change that, oh, trust me, we will. A lot of us like the same type of women. We feel like we like crazy women. We like toxic women. We keep attracting toxic women. No, we don't keep attracting toxic women. We keep courting toxic women. We keep hollering at toxic women. Those are the ones that you like. You know she crazy when you saw her. But yet there was something about her. And I'm about to get my age again right here. They used to say back in the day, don't trust a big booty and a smile. But now we keep being attracted to the same thing. So you say you want peace, but yet you feel like you need something toxic in your life. The next one is, you keep saying you want purpose, but you're constantly avoiding the responsibility that comes with purpose. You see, when you identify purpose, or when you decide on purpose, you have to put in the work to make that happen. Some of you say you want to start a business, and you've identified that you want what type of business that you want to start. But have you sought out mentors in that area? Have you researched what it is that, matter of fact, let's even before all of that, have you registered your EINs yet? Have you thought of a business day? Have you written a business plan? Because you know the saying is real. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So if you don't have a plan for your business, then you plan for your business to fail. Have you identified competitors? I mean, I could go on for days on this topic. A lot of times we say we want that purpose, but we don't want to put in the work. A lot of us need to get rid of our that easy button, because we'll go back into comfort real easy. I could even think of a couple of instances in the Bible where that was true. Like Peter in the Bible, even he knew what his assignment and his purpose was. But then when things got a little bit tough for him, he reverted back to what he'd always done. He went fishing. He went back to his old lifestyle because the purpose that was ahead of him seemed too daunting and too great for him. So now he goes back fishing, and it took Jesus himself to come down and say, hey, what you doing, Peter? I already told you what to do. Jesus even went on to him and said, hey, Peter, do you love me? And Peter was like, yeah, Jesus, I love you. And Jesus said, well, do what I told you to do then. So that's the way a lot of us are. As soon as we hit up with some opposition, as soon as we're faced with adversity, we don't think that it's worth the work. But if you could see what comes on the other side of purpose, If you can see what comes on the other side of the work, then you'll align yourself with that purpose. And alignment is not always easy. Alignment is not always easy. Alignment takes work. It takes dedication. It takes perseverance. It takes grit. Because it's easy for things to free float. It's easy to go through life doing nothing. But if you want the goal to be reached, then you have to walk in your purpose. But since you don't cultivate the environment that leads to what it is that you want to do, so because you're saying one thing and then you're living another, it seems like every direction in your life is pulling against the other. That's not confusion. That's internal conflict. Now listen to me, nieces and nephews. Listen to me, nephews. This is where it gets real. Some of us aren't losing because life is hard. We're losing because we keep undoing our own progress. Let that sink in for a second. Let that hit for a minute. You build yourself up in the morning. Okay, so now I decide I'm actually going to get up and go to the gym. I decide that I'm going to go and take that course. I decide that I'm going to go ahead and do what it is that I said I was going to do to get to the goal that I accomplished. And for now, let's just take it back to the gym, because that's something that all of us can understand. We want to live better. We want to do better. We want to exercise. We want to be healthier. So we get up in the morning and we decide that this is what we're going to do. We begin the work. We get locked in, looking at yourself in the mirror. Yeah, I'm a monster. I'm a beast. You know what I mean? Locked in. Yeah, we locking in. But because we didn't put systems in place, because we don't have a plan, because we don't have accountability partners around us, by the evening, you're back in your same old habits again. I was in the gym the other day, sitting in the sauna after working out, and was just speaking with a gentleman that was sitting in there, and we were talking about just life in general, just talking about life. And he said something to me, like we were talking about, getting healthier and, and as you getting older, how you better take care of yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself, then it's only you're a ticking time bomb, basically. So he said something to me, even though it may sound super, super simple, even though it may sound super rudimentary. He said to me, he said, you can't outwork bad habits. And I sat back for a second and said, oh, wow, that stung a little bit. So you can get up and go to the gym every single morning, go hard at it. I don't know if I need to say pause behind it, but you could go hard at it. Work out, supersets, stay in the gym for an hour, do your aerobic, jog a mile, jog 2 miles, keep on going, shoot, jog 3 miles. You know what I mean? You can go at it. But if you go back out and when you leave the gym, you go straight to Mickey D's and get a Big Mac, fries, apple pie, and a soda, you working against yourself. You know what I mean? So if you don't do something to change your habits, then legit you're working against yourself. You're not getting your goals accomplished. So that's what we're talking, that duality where your goals and your actions are not in alignment. You go back to those same old cycles. You say you want to be productive. You say you want to start a business. You say you want to learn a new skill. But guess what? You get up in the morning, you do your thing, and instead of devoting time to doing the thing that's going to get you ahead, what are you doing? You're playing video games. You're doom scrolling on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and YouTube. You're on the phone. You're just doing anything else other than what it is that you're supposed to be doing. Because the fact is, habit is stronger than truth. And even though you know in your mind, you know in your heart that you need to be doing something else, you need to be doing what it is to help you get ahead. You need to be reading the book. You need to be buying the course. You need to be enrolling in school. You need to be, YouTube University is free. And you can learn to do almost everything on YouTube. And so instead of looking at the latest rap battles, instead of looking at people acting foolish in Hellcats and cars, instead of doing all of that stuff, instead of looking at big booties on YouTube and TikTok, you can legit be learning a new skill. Same platform, just a different place. We got to break some of these cycles that are keeping us bound and keeping our mindset from reaching our full potential. Like I said, habit is stronger than truth. You'll always revert back to a habit until you make your new reality true for your life. You have to make it real for yourself. You have to see yourself in that situation. You have to renew your mind. You have to shift the way you think. You have to align with your purpose. All right, I'm going to give you a small exercise, even though I'm going to come back to this a little bit later, but I'm going to just interject this right here just for a split second. So instead of saying, giving yourself the negative side of what's happening, okay, so I know I'm going to be sore when I work out. I already know that. If I work out like I'm supposed to, the next day I'm going to be sore. So instead of saying, oh my God, I can't do it like I would normally do it because I don't want to be sore. Think about it, how that this soreness is building me, and the lifestyle that I want to live. I get to live that because I'm enduring this little bit of pain now, rather than the pain of diabetes, the pain of bad knees, the pain of cancer, the pain of heart attacks, the pain of strokes. You think the little pain that I get from working out, the little inconvenience I get from having to shift my lifestyle of sleeping late to getting up early, do you think that compares to walking down the street and all of a sudden feel like I got shot in the chest because I'm having a heart attack or something? Or having a stroke and now somebody has to wipe my butt the rest of my life? Make it make sense to me. We have to change some of these habits. We have to make our environments align with our purpose. And right now, you're already tired. You're tired. And trying to figure out, what is it about my life that's causing me to be burnt out? You're not tired from doing too much. You're tired from doing it twice, doing that same thing twice. Get up in the morning, hype yourself up. By the end of the day, you're back in old habits. And that, I got to start all over again. I got to do it. That's self-sabotage. And now you think something is wrong with you, but it's not something wrong with you. There's not anything wrong with you. You just have to change your environment. These are legit the reasons why this keeps happening. One, you haven't chosen a direction. You think just because you make the decision in your mind, you think that it's automatically supposed to happen. But the fact is, choosing your direction takes action. When you actively choose, you move. Because you can't align a life that you haven't decided on. Number two, your environment don't match your goals. You're trying to grow. You're trying to build something bigger than yourself. You're trying to go somewhere. You're trying to leave a legacy for your family. You're trying to, even small things like your goal is to take a vacation. I'm just trying to go down rudimentary. You're trying to eat better. Those little things. But you keep staying in a place that's giving you dopamine hits, that's rewarding the old you. Oh, boy. Because you'd rather take quick wins than doing the hard work. Number three lines right up with this one. Your habits are undisciplined. You got vision, but no systems. This one, when I realized this right here, this is legit what started my life change right here. Because you got to realize that you're not strong enough to do it on your own. You can't break bad habits on your own. You have to put systems around you to help you do that. You having a problem, looking at things late at night that you ain't supposed to be looking at, those type of things, you know what I mean? Because it keeps you distracted from purpose, you know what I mean? So guess what you need to do? You need to put some systems in place. On your iPhone, you can set content ratings where you can't look at anything that's 18 plus. You know what I mean? That's just one thing. Oh, you got a problem with snacking. Hey, one hard line way to do it is to take all your snacks and throw them out the door, throw them away. But I ain't telling you to do that. But what you can do is make it so you can't easily get to them. Put them on a high shelf where you actually got to go and physically grab a step stool or something to get up on the ladder to go up there and get those snacks. Because trust me, it's good in moderation, but you can't snack all the time. You know what I mean? So we have to put systems in our place, because when you realize that you're not strong enough to break habits on your own, now you can break them if you put systems in place, but it takes something greater than you. It takes something external. It takes 21 days to form a new habit. And some of us can't last a week because we don't put things in place that'll help us be great. And this one right here, we call comfort peace. Now I want that one to sink in for a second. Let that one sink in your brain for a second. My goodness, man, because this one kind of hits too. We look at where we are, things that are comfortable to us, and call that our peaceful place, when it couldn't be further from the truth. Comfort is not always peace. Because if you want to be honest, a lot of times it's simply avoidance. We're scared to have the hard conversations with people because they continually cross our boundaries or push at our boundaries. But we call it peace because we didn't get into that conflict in the beginning and set that boundary correctly. Because the true peace comes when you set that boundary and they know not to touch it, instead of allowing them to touch it and you don't say something, because they're going to keep coming back again and again and again and constantly cross those boundaries. The truth is, you teach people how to treat you. So have the hard conversations, because the peace that comes on the other side of it is way greater than the peace that you get from avoidance. So we did all of this talking about all these things. So how do we get aligned? How do we fix it? First thing we got to do is we got to pick a direction. We got to pick a direction. If we're going that way, then we're going that way. And everything else that we put around us are systems that are going to either block off the things that are distracting us or align us with the direction that we're trying to go. Stop trying to multitask. Stop trying to do 10 things. Pick one at a time. Because if picking 20 things to do simultaneously work, you would be okay right now. But align. Audit your life. Look at everything. Your habits, things that you can consistently doing every single day that has not served you in the past. Your environment, the people you hang around, television shows you watch, what you're consuming, your circle, those that are the closest ones to you. And lastly, you got to check your mindset. What are you thinking about? What are you feeding your brain? What are you constantly consuming and ingesting? You have to be able to audit these things and see what's serving you, because if it's not helping me out, then it's fighting me. If it's not serving me, then it's hindering me. If it's not aligning with where I'm going, it's blocking me. Next, we have to eliminate the contradictions. Anything that's not working for you has definitely got to go. It has got to go. And that's just point blank period. I don't know how to say it any more blunt. I don't know how to say it any more firmly. It's either got to go or it's got to change. Don't be afraid to set those boundaries. Don't be afraid to teach people how to treat you. Don't be afraid to have those hard conversations and put those systems in place that help you be successful. Because at the end of the day, God, I hate when people say that sometimes. When it's all said and done, ain't nobody coming to save you. It's going to be what you do and how you react that's going to ultimately determine your success. Fourthly, we got to build agreement. Once we do that audit, once we check all of those things in our life, once we start building these systems, now we got to build the agreement. That's what I'm talking about. We got to build these systems. We got to build the systems in place. And it may be as simple as making sure that your alarm is set correctly. And then when your alarm goes off, do not snooze. Or don't constantly snooze, because I know the first day it may be hard. There's a method that I want you to try to use. And I didn't come up with this method. It's called the countdown method, and it helps me. All right. When there's something that I need to do and I really don't want to do it, I think about it like a countdown line. So I tell myself, like, if I don't want to get up in the morning, the alarm is going off. I've already turned the alarm off. I tell myself, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then I just make myself jump up. I don't know what it is about a countdown. I don't know what it is about a countdown psychologically, but that countdown does an internal motivation for me that when I get up, when I hit 1, I know it's time. Something has to happen. That action has to happen. So start to put these systems into place. Fix your habits. You can't do all of them one time, but start to change it. Put guardrails. If you're not strong enough to defeat these habits yourself, put things in place that help you. We got to change your mindset. We got to start feeding ourselves, our brains, just like we feed our bodies better things. We got to start to feed our minds better things. We got to start to introduce new patterns to our minds. Start reading. Start meditating. Start concentrating on positive and good things. Read the Bible. It is a fantastic motivation. And then next, we got to have our environments agree with us. We got to start removing those things from our lives that's just not serving us anymore. You've been hanging on to that same friend forever. And you know when y'all get around each other, y'all do and say stuff that really ain't serving either one of y'all. But since y'all been together so long, you'll feel like you're doing them a disservice by leaving. You feel like you're selling out. And man, I'm telling you, everybody has to grow at some point. And if the people that you're hanging around with are not growing, then they're slowing. They're not growing, they're dying. And that's just it. And if you continue to hang around people that's not growing in their lives, then guess what's going to happen? You're going to eventually go the same way. It's true. Birds of a feather flock together. That's what they say. The things in your life, they don't have to be the same. They don't have to match, but they all have to agree. You know what I mean? Everything in your life don't gotta match. It doesn't. But it cannot work against you. And that's real. So I'm gonna ask you something. And I want you to be real. Be honest with yourself. Is your life working together? Or is it fighting against itself? Come on, my nephews. Come on, my nephews. Get aligned. So if you've enjoyed this podcast, like I said, this is your favorite Uncle G. Hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, and let's go all the way up. Matter of fact, do me even bigger one. Hit that notification button so every time I post a new episode, you'll get it. And I'm looking forward to this journey together. We're going to do great things. I appreciate you. This is Uncle G, and I'm out.
Road is where I tread. With every step, the lies are shed. Woo! Truth over trends, yeah, we won't bend. Faith over fear, we rise again. We won't bow, we won't break or blend in. Against the grain, this fight we win.